sometimes the New Year's resolution sort of highlights a little bit of the depressing angle about goal seeking and goal setting, because so many people aren't going to do it. But I think that it's probably outweighed by the amount of people, that actually end up really bringing it. So day one, January 1st, I'd say we're at 100%. I'd say for the most part, however many people out in the world, or let's just say the States, to keep it simple, said they were going to do some shit this year, odds are January 1st, they did it. Odds are January 1st, they made that shit happen. I think a lot of times people will get a little busy, they'll have a little extra something going on, and then that's just a perfect match strike to say, oh, all right, no lift. Now I'm going to be a little bit busy. I don't want to. Yeah, nah, it's okay. Because it's a very easy thing to do. It's like, I'm going to be kind of busy with something. I'm going to put, and which is so strange, because typically when we say like we're going to be busy, it's not because we're doing something we really want to do. Like when you say you're busy, typically that means you've got like, just chores and maintenance and things that you've got to do. So it feels kind of strange that we want to put on pause like our personal goals and put on pause like the things that we personally want to work for, because we've got something else to do that we don't even really want to do. Do you kind of feel what I'm saying? Now, of course, I want to go to the expo. That's a little bit different. But like, if you gotta really catch up on just cleaning up the house, you gotta take your car somewhere, just a million, just all the random shit that we gotta do just by being alive. Don't let that supersede the fact that you still want to achieve your goals. And if you don't in the moment, which happens, let's be real. On the trajectory of headed towards a goal, there's going to be days where you're like, I'm not really feeling it today. I have that sometimes. I just had that a little bit yesterday, with, not to like a really strong degree, but I wasn't feeling like super excited about hamstrings. But I know future me, which even now is just right now me, the next day is glad that I hit my hamstrings, because that's what I want to do. So you have like a multiple layer hierarchy of your own kind of like personal wants, and personal like willingnesses to do. Because in the moment, shit, dude, I don't want to fucking whatever. I don't want to fold my laundry. I don't want to clean up the kitchen. I don't want to get all the trash out from wherever. And that's a perfectly reasonable thing to think. Just in your mind is like, I don't really want to do that. Am I adding to the problem of like being anti-New Year's resolutioner by like talking about how many people start but then kind of just phase out their fitness journey? And I think a little, by saying it like that, I'm kind of adding like to a hate, and I'm not like, that's not what I think, but that's not even what I want to say, because as far as I'm concerned, there's a pretty good chunk of times I've said this before, more the merrier, right? The more the merrier when it comes to the gym, that's for sure, right? More gyms, more memberships, more equipment, more edits, more people training, more people talking about training, more people reaping the benefits of training. That's what I want to see. If I could have one kind of, genie, Ronnie Coleman pops out of a golden shaker bottle kind of wish, I'd wish that everybody was getting after in the gym. Or at least, actually, that's not even what I think. I would wish that everyone would value the pump, right? Or everyone would value the gym. Because with that being the wish, then everybody would do it, but only because they actually want to do it, not like a forced kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to see. I hope that more than not end up making that shit happen this year. And not because of any kind of like just change in appearance or accolades or anything else, but more so people who have it together, like people who are getting after it, are more fun to be around. I haven't been around super long. I'm still a relative youngin', but from what I can tell, the people who I know are getting after whatever the hell they're at, they're into. It doesn't have to be the gym. they're just kind of cooler, you know? Like they've got something that they really like, they're passionate about it, they put a lot of energy into it. Like that's a skill in and of itself. That's a trait which really does separate people, I feel. You know, it's not about whatever that thing is. It could be anything, you know? It could be from like guitar to sculpture to art to different kind of performances or whatever. Any niche kind of thing you can think of, right? The top dog of whoever is into that is probably pretty cool. You know, some days the pump's a little more elusive than others. That's cool. It's part of the chase. You know, that's why they call it fishing, not catching. It's not always a guarantee. You don't need everything perfect right in the beginning to get started. All you need to do is just get started and then improve over time. You know, like I'm looking at it, I don't even know what the hell I'd think of this if I tried to use like a fancy camera day one. That's freaking nuts. You know what? All right, let's do a hefty amount of weight, and rather than do like super slow controlled squeezing reps, faster, kind of more pumpish reps end up feeling a little bit more like the speed for the day. You know, so it's just a day by day thing. I wouldn't try to stress about it too much. As long as you have like a balanced mix between doing the two, well then you're probably good, you know. But don't be so like closed-minded to say there's only one method, there's only one style of set that you should be doing, or like anything along that line of an idea of like, look, here are the rules, and if you do anything outside of these rules, out of bounds, that's a foul on you, man. You know, it's not going to work. Blah blah blah. You're going to lose your gains. I think we're taking a step backward in terms of overall like knowledge about the gym. If I started doing an hour of guitar lessons every day, I'm probably in only like a couple months I'd be doing some crazy shit, you know. I'm probably not going to do that because I don't really value that right now, but it doesn't, you know, any kind of natural skill or whatever you might have before, that doesn't translate, you know. There's no luck involved with being able to do 45 minutes of cardio after your workout. There's no luck involved with sticking to your diet and not overeating. Like it just kind of takes what it takes, you know. So the sooner you can wrap your head around that, the better. And it actually gets easier over time because the closer you get to your goals, the more clearly you can see them. And it's like, well, shit, I'm halfway up this mountain, whatever that mountain may be. Why would I stop now? I can tell I'm almost there, you know, so that's a good feeling to have. And right now, I'm feeling that with this diet because I can tell that I'm on track. It really is your life to the extent that nobody sees 100% of it except for you, right? Only, like, imagine, I mean, even, I'm kind of on an interesting state because I show off all these workouts and I bring you guys with me and everything, so a lot of it does get seen. But I mean, there's guys out there who are pretty, you know, popular kind of fitness dude. They post like a workout a month, you know, or like maybe even less than that. Some people don't even really post the workouts, and it's like it still got done, you know. And I'm sure they're holding themselves to some degree of accountability. So it's like just because things go unseen doesn't mean they aren't happening. And it's almost more important that they do happen unseen because then you actually know you're kind of on track. So